Hello and welcome to another Wraggy's beer review. So, a beer review and a chat, because, you know, it's a funny world we live in at the moment. Fucking if you watch the news, it's balmy, innit? So, anyway, we'll talk about the beer, then I'll tell you about the chat. So, anyway, Abbaye de Vauclair, Ambree, 6.1%, so nice ABV. Can I read the writing on the back? There's the thing. Can't even fucking see the writing on the back. In other words, no, it's not worth reading. So, yeah. So this was on sale at, I think it was Lidl. Or was it Aldi? I don't know. One of them anyway, before Christmas. It doesn't really matter. It was on sale at one of them. Never got round to reviewing it before Christmas. It's bloody difficult to review beers at any stage. You know, it's just time consuming and cold. So there we go. Nice size bottle. Good for a chit chat, you know. So Ambree. So that you think it was amber, wouldn't you? But we'll see. And yeah, it's looking amber pour. Pretty clear pour, to be fair, with a white ad. Does it say on the back Aldi or Lidl? Because now I need to know. Lidl. In France as well for Lidl. So yeah, cheers all. Hope we're all right. Like a sweet aroma. Yeah. Yeah, quite sweet. So, for this, we'll talk about a beer with chat. We'll talk about the madness of the Middle East. Obviously, it all stems. I mean, the Middle East has always been a fire pot of hell. For me, the West should keep well away from any part of it. But obviously, things happen, and well, obviously what happened in Israel on October the 7th was awful. You know, there's nothing about it that can say it's not awful. And then obviously Israel was going into Gaza to go after Hamas. A lot of innocent people killed, and again, that's awful. Terrorists, well, you know, that's their own problem, isn't it? What they did to those people, and, you know, killing babies. I mean, you know, but we're not getting to the politics of that. I'm not about the politics of that. But then you've got, I mean, the Americans sent their warships to both sides, to the Red Sea and to the Mediterranean, obviously to warn off countries from stepping in. And then that led the Houthis to start going after, well, they sent some missiles up, didn't they, from Yemen. I always thought they had a war with Saudi Arabia, but apparently that's over. And then they started going after ships. The only problem is, first they were supposedly going after Israel ships. But obviously, then they started hitting all sorts of ships, and, you know, I don't know the ins and outs, and in a lot of ways I don't really want to know the ins and outs. It just seems that the whole world's gone to shit at the moment. And now obviously America and the UK have acted against the Houthis. And it's like a pissing contest, isn't it? Who can piss the furthest? And then Iran have bombed Iraq last night and Pakistan. And supposed terrorist things in Iraq and Pakistan. And it's like, are we all trying to start a war here? I mean, fucking hell. Pakistan are a nuclear country. Iran going against Pakistan is a strange one. And it does. And the thing for me is, this is where it starts to get fucking ridiculous, because if Iran or the Houthis of Yemen or even Somalia pirates go after an Indian ship or a Chinese ship or even a Russian ship, does that bring other players into the equation? And could we see some sort of war or bombings against countries where it's like, it's a hard way to say it. You're mates with a certain fucking country, and because they've walloped your fucking vessel, yeah, right, bastards, you're going to get some there. Let's kill them. And I don't know if it's the news shit stirring or there's more at play than meets the eye here. It is balmy. I mean, obviously we've still got Ukraine going off. Is it Ecuador? And is it not the Philippines? There seems to be wars everywhere around the world. Many that we don't hear about. I mean, there was a thing between Afghanistan and Iran the other week that never made it to the main news. I only seen it because it was on some bloody YouTube thing. And it's funny, really, because the main news, BBC and ITV, obviously BBC have got their own agenda. Yeah, and we ought to get rid of the fucking licence, because what a waste of time the licence is. Hey, why am I paying for a fucking licence for a channel I never watch? I never watch any BBC channels. I never listen to any BBC radio stations. So why the fuck am I paying for something? And then paying for some arsehole on Match of the Day, Gary Lineker. Fucking Leicester, man. And not that I've got out against Leicester people, but somebody on fucking Millions sparting. It's like, well, fucking sit down in your place, mate. You want to be an MP? Go and be an MP. Get off fucking football. All these, and it's always the rich fuckers, isn't it? Yeah. You get the rich going on TV on these adverts and they're saying, oh, give money to this, give money to that. Give your own fucking money. You've got the money. Oh, could feel the rank coming on. But what a weird world we live in. And the problem is, and the Middle East seems to be the worst of it, because it's all money there, isn't it? And like at the moment, you've got like Saudi Arabians playing well with the Russians, playing well with Iran. And it's like, what the hell's going on here? These are enemies playing well with each other's. Or seemingly, at least, on the news. I mean, is it that in real life? You can shake some fuckers' hand at me, you like them. I can work with people at work. And, so be nice to them to the face. Don't mean I fucking like them. It is a weird world. It really is a weird world we live in. And the thing is to keep away. I find myself just wanting to keep away 100% from the news, because I just find it's a shit stirring hornet's nest of shit stirrers wanting to cause trouble, wanting to, start this trouble. But is the Middle East going to go to a bigger war? There are players, obviously. I mean, you look at it. There are players in the Middle East rather, that won't want to back down. Certainly not publicly, and you watch to be some targeted bombings. I mean, in the Gulf War, Iran were lucky that the alliance didn't go into Iran at the same time. Were they right to go into Iraq? I don't know. I don't think they should have gone into Iraq. I don't understand all that Middle East malarkey, you know, the Sunnis and the Shias. I don't understand it. And because I don't understand it, I don't want to know about it. You know, it's their war. It's up to them what they do. As long as it doesn't come to our doorstep in the UK, you know, over here, start murdering each other's and all that. It's strange. I mean, you look at the news and you think, fuck me. Here we go. And yeah, I do reckon a lot of this was preempted, because all of a sudden, the other week, when Israel did what they did at the start, all of a sudden America is sending, whether there was already there in the area, but an aircraft strike group to, you know, like the Mediterranean, one to the Red Sea area. Was the information already there that something was going to kick off? They know in advance, you know, what's going to happen, most of the time at least. Oh. I mean, today's wars are a different war than they used to be. Drones, wow. I mean, a little drone, like £100, couple of £100 drone, can be fucking deadly. Put a grenade in that drone, empty the hatch, or not a grenade, or something that goes off on impact, and bloody hell, you've only seen it in Ukraine. And I mean, Russians have got all the tanks and that, but Ukraine, obviously, there's a lot of Western hardware. But bloody hell, they've made good use of things like drones. Yeah, it's balmy. We live in a balmy world. And obviously, you've still got China and Taiwan and that business going off. Fucking hell. You just pour each other's a beer, won't you? And just say, right, come on, sit down, lad. And you've got to wonder. Now, I know when we got rid of Trump in 2020, that he'd become a fucking idiot. But fair play to Trump. And I didn't agree with a lot of what Trump did. I did agree with some of it because he was quite straight talking. But with the likes of Putin and the others, and like North Korea, he actually went and met King John Lee, or whatever his fucking name is. I do remember his name. Not that I really care. But he actually went to North Korea and stood there with him. And that's bonkers, isn't it? I mean, he did things that you wouldn't expect presidents to do. But you look at Biden, and all I see is a really old man that looks like a fucking dementia-filled senile. You know, I mean, he might be fucking quite cute and quite clever, but it doesn't come across as it. He looks really, really weak. And he's the president of the supposed free world. And like I say, you look and He doesn't emanate power. I mean, Barack Obama and Trump, you've got to admit, Trump, they both had something about them. Barack Obama was some fucking prime president. I mean, he really was a god of presidents. No one's perfect. No one gets it right. There's the grand scheme of things. Someone's going to be pissed off at what you do. I mean, I want to see in this country, in the UK, going after all the fuckers that are earning millions and millions and paying no taxes. And then going after people who forget to, do something on their tax. And, fraud. And it's like, look at Amazon. Pay little to fuck all over here. They might employ a lot of people, but they don't pay on their profits. And this replicates around a lot of these big companies, social media companies, earn a lot of money here. What taxes do they pay in this country? It's all done through flipping, more than less island. It's all done through them. And it's wrong. It really is wrong. Anyway, that's the Tuesday night Wraggy event. Started off with the Middle East, went to presidents. Then it really ought to go to the Premier League and these financial fair play things against Forest and Everton. Now, here's the thing that I read earlier that made me chuckle. Everton have been in the Premier League for 3 years, so and I'm sure it's a Premier League only, so the EFL doesn't count in the Premier League. Forest have only been in the Premier League for 1.5 years. So they've got this 3-year cycle thing. Okay, that's fair dues. Everton have done whatever they've done. Don't really know. Not an Everton fan. Don't really care about the situation. And I wouldn't know anything anyway to comment. Forest, they bought loaned a shitload of players last year. They have sold them. They've fucked a load off. You've got to beg the question, how do they run the money at the club? But, that's... But the funny thing is, above all of it, is this 3-year thing. Forest have only been there 1.5 years. So how can you come up with... It's been on different news sites about this supposed 3-year cycle. And it's like, yeah. How can you have a fucking 3-year cycle when you've only been there 1.5 years? And again, it begs that question. So, plenty of questions tonight. Yeah. I shall drink this. It's a nice, easy drinking beer. It's not something I'd go to again. But it's quaffable. I forgot what it even tasted about. I was just necking it for the sake of it. Again, there's like a sweet, funny sweet nose. Like a candiness on the nose. Candid, rather. I've actually dropped my ABV right down. And I felt better for it this morning. Went to work today. Woke up this morning. Actually, I had a decent sleep. I woke up this morning, felt okay. Tired, cold, but okay. Bloody is tired. And these mornings are fucking freezing. They're not that the arse is cold either. Yeah, I mean, because I drank a lot less, and I have been drinking less, I'm feeling better for it. And the only downside to that is if it gets to the stage where I don't even feel like a beer, and then do you switch off? Is there a moment where you're drinking beer and then you stop drinking it, and you don't feel the need for a beer, and even then you don't even want the taste of it, and there's the time when you just walk away. I mean, I'm not saying I am, but just beg that question. Oh. So, something to ponder, something, bit of a beer chat. I've got a few more of these beers, these mega beers, so might do the same another night and discuss the week's shit on in the world, you know. What makes the world annoying is for me, is all the mega rich and all these fucking superstars whittling and moaning about nothing, and never once sticking up for the poor people. You know, not many do anyway. So yeah, for me, very candid. It's easy drinking though. Bit of sweetness to it. 6.1%. You'd never know. Cold. Amber colour. Will I drink it again? No, not for me. No. Okay beer. I just won't drink it again. 3.9 out of 5. And that's both my chat, beer chat and review. And thank you for watching. And we'll see if we get any comments. But it'd be interesting to see what people think and comment about what's happening in the world. Their take on it as well. Strange world.